Hey guys, so welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to introduce yourself and we're going to learn a few greetings in Spanish. So first, let's look at some of the most common generic greetings that you're going to hear in Spanish, regardless of the country that they're in. Now, I'm going to include just one or two things from Venezuela because, that's my main focus. But generally, these expressions will be understood wherever you go. So the first one, hola, which means hello. That's the one that you most likely know, right? Hola, hello. Then we have a very Venezuelan greeting, which is epa or epale. And it's very informal, so you're not going to use this like if you're in a meeting or something like that. You meet a friend on the streets, you meet somebody in the gym. You could say epa or epale. Then we go back to buenos dias, which is good morning. Buenas tardes, which is either good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time of the day it is. And buenas noches, which is good night. So typically in Spanish, when we say buenas noches, it will be after 9 o'clock. And everything between 12 and, 8:59 will be like buenas tardes. If you want to ask somebody what's up, you can say, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Right? It's a very informal way of saying that. Or, ¿qué más? ¿Qué más? Both of them mean what's up, and they're both informal, right? ¿Cómo estás? Literally, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? Or if you're speaking to somebody who is not necessarily a friend, somebody who's older than you, somebody in authority, you go to the bank and you're speaking to a teller, somebody you don't know, you're going to speak to them in a more formal way and you're going to say, ¿Cómo está? You can say that, ¿Cómo está? In general, regardless of who you're speaking to, you want to find out how is everything going or how is everything. You can say, ¿Cómo está todo? ¿Cómo está todo? Literally, how is everything? And pleasantries, you want to tell somebody, nice to meet you, you can say, mucho gusto. Mucho gusto, literally, much pleasure. And some of the responses that you can, let's say in a conversation with someone and they give you one of these greetings, how you could respond. So they ask you, ¿Cómo estás? You can say, estoy bien, gracias. Estoy bien, gracias. I'm well, thanks. Or you can say, todo bien. Todo bien. Literally, everything's okay, everything's well. One that you're going to hear Venezuelans use a lot is todo fino. Literally, everything's fine. Todo fino. Right? Or you can even say, mejor imposible. Mejor imposible. Literally, again, impossible to be better or couldn't be better. Right? You're having a really good day. Couldn't be better. Mejor imposible. If you're not having such a good day, it's like, más o menos. Literally, more or less, it's like so-so. Or you can say así, así. So-so. Right? So the day isn't going, it's not horrible, but it's not the greatest either. It's somewhere in the middle. Más o menos. Right? If you're not going down now on the scale, if you're not doing okay at all, you can say, no estoy bien. So it's like the opposite of the first one, which was estoy bien, gracias. You can say, no estoy bien. Or if you're really bad, you can say, estoy mal. Estoy mal. I am not doing well, whether it's emotionally or physically, etc. Estoy mal. And just to go back to the greeting, somebody says, oh, nice to meet you, mucho gusto. If you want to respond to them and you say likewise, you can say igualmente. Igualmente, or like equally. Igualmente. Again, in the context of like the small talk, meeting somebody for the first time, you might want to give them a bit of personal information. Naturally, that's how the flow of the conversation would go anyway, right? So one of the first things that they're going to ask is, what is your name? And you can tell them, mi nombre es. We're going to look at three ways, right? Mi nombre es is the first one. My name is. The second one is me llamo. Me llamo. Literally, I call myself. Right? So this one is interesting in that it can be used to give your actual name or if you have a nickname. So for example, if you have a home name, let's say your name is Frank, but at home they call you Lil Man or something, I don't know, whatever it might be. You can say, mi nombre es Frank, pero me llamo, but I call myself Lil Man, for whatever reason. That's a weird example, but let's go with it, right? Or you can say soy. Soy means I am, and you can use it to say, my name is this. So you can say, for example, in my case, soy Gabriel. Soy Gabriel. I'm Gabriel. Then what we're going to look at now is how we would give your age. So the formula, to put it loosely, for giving your age is you want to say tengo. Tengo, which means I have. Then we have the number, which is your age. So if you didn't see the video on numbers, you definitely want to look at this video over here. In this video, we went through how to count from 1 to 100. So the number is going to be the number of your age in Spanish, and then años, which means years. So in Spanish, when you want to say I am X number of years old, you would say I have this number of years, right? So we'll give some examples in a little bit. Let's talk about nationality a little bit. So if you want to say I am from this country, in my case Trinidad and Tobago, you will say soy de. So soy again meaning I am, de from, so I am from, and then you state the name of your country. So most countries, I would say all countries, have an English name, a Spanish name, and well, other names depending on your language, right? In Spanish, you want to look for the name of your country so that when you say, I am from this country, you're going to say it in the Spanish way. So for example, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, but I would say, soy de Trinidad y Tobago. Soy de Trinidad y Tobago. Or if you want to give your nationality rather than just stating which country you're from, just like I can say I'm Trinidadian, you can say that in Spanish as well. So in the case of Trinidadian, we have two options depending on your gender. You say soy trinitario, soy trinitario if you're a guy, or soy trinitaria if you're a girl, right? So trinitario or trinitaria. And you want to state where you live. So for example, if you live in San Fernando or Puerto España, Port of Spain, or Chaguanas, you can say vivo, I live, en, and then the area that you're from. So vivo in my case, Chaguanas. Well, technically, vivo en Chaguanas. So let's put it all together in one introductory statement. So I can say, épale, ¿qué más? Mucho gusto. Soy Gabriel, pero me llamo el Trini venezolano. Tengo 30 años. Soy de Trinidad y Tobago y vivo en Chaguanas, la ciudad capital de tráfico. La ciudad capital de tráfico, the capital city of traffic, right? So that's just an example. So I hope you found this video to be interesting and informative, and I'll see you in the next one.